everybody to the empathic video. This video is for learning how to release, block, and self-protection. Okay, so I'm doing this video, of course, for the empaths. Okay, so if you're empathic, you are at the right place. Okay, so before we even start this video, I'm going to give the first little tips first. The first tip is for releasing any kind of energy, you can use a crystal. Crystals are very good for taking energy, right? Candles are also very good for releasing, right? You can release your energy into the crystals and the candles. I use lavender. Lavender is the best to hold and to take that energy away from you. It's also very soothing, so it allows you to relax, right? Allows you to relax as you're releasing that into you. So you're going to feel this very calm feeling, right? And of course, the best of them all is, of course, the rose quartz. That's its job. So the rose quartz, as you can see, is this pinkish crystal, right? You put it in your hand, put it in your receiving hand. Actually, excuse me, I'm left-handed. So you're going to put it here, just like you do your tarot deck. If you play with tarot, you're going to put it in this hand, and you're going to put it on top, the hand you write with. And this way you are going to release the energy, right? Release it. And you just stand there and you just keep releasing. Okay, all the emotions into that, and it will hold it. It will get really hot. Okay, you'll feel it get really, really warm, and it will start making you feel a lot better. Okay, so as you're doing that, you meditate, do whatever it is that you do to help release. Okay, for others of you, if you don't have any of these at home, you can just, look at something. Focus your attention somewhere else. Focus that attention on a wall, like I said, the candle, some inanimate object, right? And to help release that. Especially if you're somewhere in town or something, you can just look at a tree, whatever it is. Focus your attention on something else and release it. That way you're releasing it out of yourself without having to focus on that energy that you have gained, right? Okay, so that also helps. Okay, so let's get into this first. Okay. Use a lot of crystals on the table because they do take a lot of energy. They help protect from negative energy and also help protect also from anything that I don't want, right? As you become readers, you become very empathic towards the energy that's coming towards you. That's why I use a lavender candle all the time. This candle here, my friends, is always lavender. Helps soothe and take out all those extra emotions that I can pick up from doing these readings. Okay. Otherwise, I'll just become a jittery mess. Right? Okay. There we go. So getting straight in here, let's pull a couple of cards over here and see what's going on for this self-protection. We're going to do this all through tarot. This is not just a talking session. This is actually a tarot session. 2 in 1, right? Okay, so look at that. First card coming out is, yes, this reading is about barriers. Building those barriers. Self-protection. How do I build these barriers so that I am not being attacked all the time, right? Next card out is watching your sensitivity. Move this back a little bit. I don't want these to catch fire, right? Okay. So yes, talking about that sensitivity. Being an empath is all about the sensitivities. Being highly sensitive to other vibrations around you. What people are thinking, what they're feeling, right? And then carrying them with you. Okay, so getting some tarot cards over here. And yes, making sure that you're making healthy barriers for yourself. We're going to learn how to do that in just 1 second. Very important. This is very overwhelming and very draining. Okay, so grab some tarot cards. Ooh. they go. And yeah, they want to tell a story, and you know what? We're going to let them today. Okay, they're talking about the overly emotional, and which is the greatest card ever, right? Actually, using the Queen of Cups is probably the best card we could have for this empathicness, because the Queen of Cups is highly empathic, highly psychic and empathic when it comes to psychic resources, right? So we do know that, and I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of you here are not Cancerian, right? Or have a lot of Cancer in your chart, because they are the most empathic when it comes to that. Everybody can be empathic. It just seems like when it comes down to it, I always get more Cancerians, right? Whether you're Gemini, Cancer cusp, whether you're Cancer, Leo cusp, right? Whether you're just Cancer or got Cancer rising, you know, those are my people. And then of course the Pisceans, right? Water signs. But everybody, right? Anybody, everybody can be that. The Hangman coming out. And this is because it's trying to tell you that you're stuck. You get stuck in this energy, right? So it's saying this works on my emotions, and I'm getting stuck. Every time I'm around somebody, I don't like to be maybe around people too long, because if they're too sad and they're at these certain vibrations and they're holding on to too much emotion about something, right? I'm going to pick it up. Maybe you're too happy, and now I'm too happy. Maybe you're too sad, and now I'm too sad. You're too mad, and you're making me mad. Now I'm getting frustrated. And that's exactly how it works. You're picking up their emotions. So we have to, number one, here's the number one biggest piece, right? Stop, number one, taking their emotions. Really what we have to do is differentiate, right? What is the difference? What is your energy and what is my energy? See, because after a while, it starts becoming so embedded within your own energy, a lot of people don't know the difference between what's now my energy and what was their energy. So now you have to stop, focus, right? And say, oh, I don't want that energy. That's not my energy. So it's trying to tell you, yes, you get stuck because you're holding on to somebody else's energy. And this is why all of a sudden you felt good when you woke up this morning. All of a sudden you were around these other people, and now I'm pissed off all day long. So now you have to say, hey, wait a minute. I don't need to be pissed off all day. That's not my energy. So once you understand what is your energy and what is their energy, it'll be easier to let go of that energy, right? Because look at that. It's like you're stealing their energy, right? Or somebody might even be stealing your energy. How about that one? Because we have two different kinds of empaths over here in a lot of ways. And then sometimes it's both, right, guys? If you're super empathic, it could be two in one. Either their energy vampires and they're kind of stealing my energy, or I'm picking up too much of their energy, or it's two in one, right? So, and still see them as energy vampires when they're so overly negative that it feels like they're putting you into a bad mood, right? And they're just draining the life out of you. So we kind of have to see it in two different ways. But however it is, it's still kind of thieving my happiness, thieving from my own emotions. And you also then could be because you're gathering theirs, or they're just stealing it. No matter what it is or how it's going, it's draining you. Yeah, you're drained all right. It's draining the life out of you. Yep. And so you just keep moving and moving and moving, and the more you're draining, the more you just feel horrible all day long. So you need to learn to move away from that by blocking this. So, right, you don't want to hold on to others' energies. You want to question what is yours and what is theirs. Grounding yourself to build the energy, and grounding up these boundaries. And there's those barriers, those boundaries. Okay, because you need to become self-aware of the emotions that the others are around you, so it doesn't drain you, right? You have to be super aware of this. So you're going to actually become super aware of this, because otherwise it's going to kind of hold you prisoner within your own emotions, your own mind, right? And it's going to imbalance you. And then this, it's also not only just a truth to the situation, it also becomes a lie in its own way. The reason it becomes a lie and it's untruthful is because you're holding now onto an emotion that you believe is yours. and that's a lie, right? So it's not true. It's actually theirs. So you have to throw it away, right? So you have to really understand how to reflect upon the situation and really balance out the situation. So you're going to be throwing away one emotion and gathering back your original emotion. So as she's separating waters over here, she's separating the emotions. She's separating the truth from what is mine and what is not mine. Getting back to that balanced state, right? Because it can actually cause insomnia, and it causes a lot of inner pains and inner conflicts, my friends. And it really, yeah, and you end up focusing on this all day long, which is not good. So we need to change the focus. We're rerouting the focus, okay? And then building up the barriers and the boundaries. Release the emotions that you've gathered. It's not yours to hold on to, okay? Now, what you're going to do is when you're focusing on a new area, you are now going to ground yourself back into the present moment. Focus on a specific object, like we were talking in the very beginning. Okay, breathe, releasing it into the object you are focusing on. Okay, and then this is going to allow you to not be as overwhelmed anymore. Getting rid of that overwhelming emotion and thoughts and negativities and all those things that are not yours, right? Those things that are causing painstaking error. You don't want those because it's just all toxic energy, right? They're all toxic. So Spirit says, those are toxic energies. We don't want those. Those are not ours, causing pain. So you're going to learn, wow, how to become strong. Wow, okay. Going to learn how to be strong, and you're going to build stronger bases within yourself, really learning how to do this, right? So you're going to start then, remember, moving away from those that are, discomfort. Okay. Really becoming aware of how you're absorbing emotions from others. Breathe and do your mantras. This way it will counteract the negative energies, right? You can even repeat the mantra 3 times in a tone that conveys that you have what you've been saying, right? Within the strength over here, really learning how to say things, right? Communicating what it is you need to say. And you can say things like, I return this back to who this came from. Return to sender, right? Kind of like the package. If I got a package in the mail and it's not mine, return to sender, right? Just keep saying return to sender. The power of your voice then can actually command the discomfort and all that energy to release from the body as you breathe, right? It transports it back out into the universe and stays away from your energy. But like I said, your awareness really needs to have to really start becoming more aware of this, guys. You really have to know that, look, if you already see them in a bad mood, you have to say, oh shit, you know what? They're probably in a bad mood. I'm an empath. That's going to put me into a bad mood. So we really have to watch where we're interacting and who we're interacting with. And of course, it's going to be hard because you have family members that you have to deal with, people in the world we have to deal with. So blocking this energy is really going to be a huge thing. So really, just before you even start interacting and you realize the mood that they're in, right then and there, you're going to say, okay, that's not mine, right? And really just put a real big emphasis on that. That's not mine. See, that's what I do all the time, right? As an empath, I have to say, that's not mine. Because you're not going to work on me like that, right? That's theirs. This is mine. I'm listening to what they're saying, right? But that's not mine. I have to keep control. Because otherwise, if you're not keeping control of the situation, it can get crazy really fast. And, it can come out of nowhere, right? And then it becomes overwhelming, and then you're messed up all day long, right? So you really want to distance yourself with the Queen of Swords, saying distance yourself with strength, having learned and understanding on how the communication is going. Really focus on, what kind of energy is coming towards you. If you're already starting to get a little jittery because you already feel the energy around this person, you either have to distance yourself and not talk to them, which is going to be hard when we're always around people. So instead of actually just like, oh no, I got to go, No, you have to build these boundaries. You have to say, this is where I am, this is what I'm doing, and ground yourself. Because you know you're going to definitely be around uncomfortable energy all the time. Right? So you're going to release, and it's going to be kind of crazy because you're going to be releasing to build boundaries before you even really start. Because you're going to build up this boundary and you're going to say, I already released this. I send it back to the sender before she even opened her mouth. Because you know that if you're super highly empathic, I'm not that super empathic to that point, but I know a lot of you are, to where you can feel it before they even open their mouth, right? I'm not that huge empathic, but definitely throughout sitting, you know, with an energy too long, I can start picking up that energy, right? I'm not, you know, I'm not going to feel it right when something walks in the door. But I have a lot of friends that can do that and do that. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I can see it in their face right away. You know, it's like, whoa. My boyfriend's girlfriend is highly, highly empathic. She can feel that real fast. And I'm always telling her, no, stop. Stop. Stop what you're doing. Okay, so you definitely want to just say before you even, you know, even start, you know, you start feeling it. You're like, I release you. You're not mine. Start building a wall, right? Put on some armor. And this way it will leave the body, leave the mind, leave the emotions of your emotions pretty much at power of demand. But you have to be very enforceable with it, and you actually have to make it really want to happen, right? Because you have to really put the force there. You know, because think of it this way, if you really don't want something, you don't have to have it, right? So you're going to really put your foot down and say, that's not mine, I ain't taking that. Say it under your breath, say it loud in your mind, however it is, your mind has energy. Make sure that you're stepping away from what's disturbing you. If it's overly disturbing, my friends, and you're just to the point where it's just overwhelming you too much, literally just distance yourself, take a step away, and just leave the situation because it's not worth it, right? That would just be really your own self-care towards that situation. Because unfortunately, a lot of empaths do find themselves in overwhelming social situations for some reason. Not sure why, but you're going to want to go replenish yourself and really gather together your energy. So you might want to try to find a very serene place to be, even if it's just alone, you know, on the couch in the corner, you know, however it is. But you're going to have to take back what's yours. You know, you just cannot be in that place. When in social gatherings, if you're too highly empathic and you're still learning how to do this, you might want to limit physical contact, you know, because energy transfers through the eyes and touch. So you probably noticed that right away. That's why a lot of the energy comes is, you know, usually right by when they touch you, you pick that up, or through the eyes. Okay, and it can become very, you know, uncomfortable with that eye contact or that hug or that, you know, depending on how empathic you are. So limit yourself between, you know, distance yourself. You can put yourself at kind of a, you know, longer range distance. Take that little hug and then be done with it. I know that's kind of, it seems kind of silly, but you know, for those of you who are not that empathic, but I'll be surprised how many are going to say that is so true. Yep. And the messages are really just moving up the ladder to have a better conversation with yourself, really telling yourself, this is what I need to do. Okay. Also, baths are very good when you do feel like you are in a situation and you can't get to anything and you feel like, oh my God, I can't focus on this and I can't get to a crystal, I can't get here and I can't do that. Find running water, put your hands underneath running water. It will actually take the energy out. Baths, of course, always. You know me and my bath, but that, you know, those baths, I'm telling you, water is the healing source. At night, after you're done within the day, make sure that you do detox within water, no matter what, soaking, you know, you use mineral water, Epsom salts, however, or like I said, just run your hands under water. If you feel like you can't get somewhere and you're getting anxiety, hands under water, running water. Breathe in, breathe out. It will detoxify. Set limits and boundaries, of course, right? Still got to do that. Finding quiet times for yourself, you know? And, you know, let's see. So that way you're not feeling so bad. And this is going to bring in a fresh new start for you, my friends, okay? With the Ten of Pentacles, which is going to make you feel like your sensitivities are back to where you need to be. Okay, so building that wall, though, is the most important thing. Okay, because this is going to be where it's really going to make you feel like you're in control of the situation. You have the courage and the strength. It's just a lot of strength that you're going to have to do. And really then getting the intentions of putting that sensitivities of your own and bringing back who you are out of this situation, right? This will allow you to move forward and not feeling like everything in the world is holding you down. Let's get a couple of more of these cards really fast and we'll be all done with this. But that's really going to help you. It has helped me throughout the years. And in fact, after almost every reading, you know, some readings getting kind of shook up with energy. And yeah, I do a lot of that as well. So I don't bring those energies into another reading, right? So meditation, always. Release through meditation, right? Because no matter what you're going to be doing, you're still going to be doing some kind of meditation process when you're releasing, right? No matter what, even if you're you know, even if you're doing a kind of a mantra where it's like return to center, you're still going to be in that kind of meditative because you're going to be kind of repeating the same thing over and over, releasing. So no matter what, your mind's going to still be there and you'll find your vibrations are coming back, my friends. Okay. And it won't be this wishy-washy, crazy vibration or as they keep you in a lower vibration, or you won't feel like you're so woohoo, you know, vibration, you know, where maybe you're too hyper because they're too hyper. But it will definitely bring you back to what your normal vibration is, still within a higher realm, right, of the higher side of yourself, right, but at least it'll be your own, right? Everybody knows what their natural vibrations are, right? So you really want to be like at the natural vibration where you feel calm, cool, and, you know, and just, you know, peaceful and having that inner peace of what you are, right? And this is very good because you're going to feel like you're more nurtured from the inside out, right? And this is actually good for you because you're actually nurturing yourself. And see, she really does look like she has the inner peace now. And this is definitely going to bring you the inner peace that you are looking for. And it's definitely going to be a process of really getting down to those boundaries, though. And I do agree with that because it definitely is not going to be, I don't think it's going to be one of those one-time things. I think it's going to take a little bit of time because you really have to kind of ground yourself and put your foot down. Okay? And this will really get rid of any kind of negativity. And like I said, it doesn't even matter. You know, if you're writing at these weird vibrations that are not yours, it's always going to make you feel a little negative because you're saying I'm taking on other people's, you know, hardships, their negativity, their anger, you know, and unfortunately that's most of what we use, you know, a lot of empaths pick up more than anything is the lower vibrations more than even the higher vibrations. So, okay. And then this will help you replenish from doing so. Okay. And that was it for you, my friends. And until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.